Welcome to this edition of Business Ambassadors. I'm your host, Jackie Bell, with the Primrose School of Noblesville, and I'm very excited to welcome my guest today, Beth Wood, and she owns Kaleidoscope Crossing, which I kind of say this a lot, that I love those businesses that are established in downtown Noblesville. She's not quite in the downtown, but just a little bit off of there on 9th Street. 8th Street. Sorry, yes, 8th Street. I should know that.
That's okay.
So 8th Street, near Nickel Plate Arts, if you know where that is.
Yep.
And you may have seen, I know you've had big flowers out on your front porch and
Right.
things like that. So you may have noticed that when you drove down, avoiding the tracks and all of those things as you're going past there. So,
Yeah.
but welcome.
Thank you. Glad
Yes.
to be here.
Yeah.
Glad you had me on.
Yes. So what I typically start out doing is having you just kind of explain how you ended up at this point with Kaleidoscope Crossing and
Okay,
opening. So-
sure. Well, Kaleidoscope Crossing has actually been something that's been in my mind for years. In all honesty, I think it was a bit of a God thing because I was heading down 8th Street like I do so many times, and so many people in Noblesville do, heading over to Myers or to do their shopping. And there's a little white house for sale. I'm at the corner of 8th and Cherry, which is the Railroad Street track, 1 block away from Nickel Plate Arts. So the first day I drove past, I was like, oh, that's interesting. Whatever, kept on driving. Then the next day when I drove past it, or the next time I drove past it, I thought I kind of would like to see the inside of that building. And I was like, why would I want to see the inside of the building? That's why I say I think it's a God thing, because these thoughts were bigger than my own. And then finally I got to the point where I really wanted to go inside and see what it was all about. I'm an architect, and so the interior has so much charm. It's not a lot of detail on the outside of the building, but when you get inside, it has all the original woodwork.
Oh, nice.
It's got beautiful detailing around the fireplace and the doorways. So it's got tons of charm inside. And I have done a series of women's workshops, and I used to lead a youth ministry downtown in Noblesville. And so I've done a lot of talks and classes and presentations, but I never had anywhere to kind of own those things.
Okay.
So my husband and I sat down and kind of put a business plan together and tried to figure out if we might be able to make this work. So Kaleidoscope Crossing, the kaleidoscope is the concept that all
That's what I was
different
just gonna
things.
say.
Yeah. That was a challenge,
Kind
coming
of
up with the
mingling
logo
together and
Yeah, like when you look through the
it's-
kaleidoscope and you have the different colors and the patterns, and it's
Right.
always changing. So too will the classes be at Kaleidoscope Crossing, and then Crossing spelled with a K is supposed to tie into the railroad.
Okay. Okay, well, very good. Well, and I, to be honest, I have not been there yet, but I read about you, I think, in one of the local papers, and it sounded very interesting. So I was very excited that you could join me, because there are so many things that you're doing.
Yeah.
So it's not real obvious what can we do, as far as you viewers, what is there for you. So you talk about different classes. Well, I guess let's first talk about, since it's the holidays, let's
Sure.
talk about your holiday events that are
Yeah.
coming up. I know you have the holiday artisan market, correct?
Yes.
You want to
Uh-huh.
tell us about the date on that, and then what that's about.
Absolutely. You may see some things around town. This is a small version, but there are posters advertising the event. The Holiday Artisan Market kicked off on Friday, December 1st, just this past Friday, with the First Friday event. And I have a variety of artists displaying and selling all kinds of gifts. So I brought a couple examples along. This is Maria Canfield's black and white work. She's a Westfield artist. These are custom luminaries that I design, where you send in a photograph and then I can put that onto the jar so it becomes something that glows and you see it more in the dark. And then you can customize the words on it. My little necklace, which keeps sliding down here, this is a fused glass pendant that one of our artists makes. And this one is a hot commodity. It's sold out twice so far, so get your orders in.
I've already placed an order, I think, on this one.
So here, maybe I should do my interview this way. Hi.
So it is so cute.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see the detail on it, but it's
a three-dimensional snowman,
Yeah.
and it's made out of the canvas mesh. And Candy Wood makes these, and so like I say, this one is very popular.
so cute.
And she's got a whole display of probably 9 or 10 different wreaths. So those are some of the things. We've also got cards, custom cards that are made, and that's kind of shiny, hard to see, for the holidays. And this is also something we do, a monthly card workshop. So on Saturdays from 9 till 12, our next one is actually in January. We couldn't pull it off in December. You pay $25 and you come and you get your lunch provided and you get to take home 8 cards.
Oh,
so that's
very
kind
nice.
of
And so
a fun
they're
one.
So you make the card while you're there?
Yes, everything is provided for you, and then you can take home 8 of these beautiful cards. There are 3 of us who design them, so you get a little bit difference in between the 8 cards.
Nice.
But I've got other little things. This is not necessarily associated with the holiday artisan marketplace, but these are little crafts that you can make, wreaths, and you can design them different ways that the kids or adults can make. This one is a really fun one. It's a light up LED candle for another snowman here.
So when, well, I'll let you show the others too. But so this, because we were talking about the artisan market, but then these are things that you could come in during the day, correct?
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
do some of these other items here.
Typically, I'm open 10 to 2, except Sundays. And yeah, again, you can make the wreaths, you can make the little snowmen. These have been really fun and popular. These are called alcohol ink ornaments. And you can literally take about 5 minutes.
Don't do the green one.
Here we go. We'll hold the purple up.
The green. Yeah.
Like 5 to 10 minutes, you can make one of these ornaments. They're different sizes, different shapes. So that's been something really fun. And then you can do that same technique on other things. This actually happens to be a domino that we turned into a pendant. So these are kind of fun, and again, you get all different results each time.
And that, I don't know if you can see it, but that the color is really vibrant. It's very pretty.
There's a lot of different colors: greens, blues, purples, almost an earth tone. And then these are ceramic tiles that can be made into coasters. Again, you can literally come in and make a set of 4 coasters in 20 to 30 minutes and be done and get to take them home.
And then how much is that typically, around what price
I would
point?
say an average, well, to make one of these little crafts is $5. You can make 2 tiles for $5 or a snowman for $5.
So that's very reasonable.
Yeah, the pendants are actually a little bit more. No, I'm sorry. The pendants are also $5. If you come in and do a class or a workshop, those are typically $10 to $15. So really trying to keep the price point low on those. So.
All right, and especially during the holidays when school is out.
Exactly.
And for Noblesville, fall, the fall holiday too. That break, it's a couple of weeks. It's nice to have those opportunities. And, that there is some place to take your kids and have them doing things other than hanging out at home with you.
Exactly. And I try to encourage as much intergenerational. As many intergenerational workshops as possible. Kids and parents, kids and grandparents, trying to bring people together. You can also do custom parties. So if you want to bring 3 or 4 or half a dozen, 10 of your friends in, I can customize a craft for you, or you can find something online and say, hey, could we do this? And are you available for a couple hours on Friday night or next Wednesday during the day? So there's a lot of different options on how you can pick
your
things.
role with that, so if I wanted to come in with a group of people to do a certain craft or to something like that.
Yeah.
So what is your role? Are you just renting me the facility? Are you providing a role during the event?
Right.
Or how does that work?
I teach about 3/4 of the classes and the workshops that go on. I try to bring other artists in who can teach their particular art medium to someone else. But the majority of the time I'm teaching the workshops. You can rent the facility. That's another thing that we do, and that's typically about $25 an hour. You can just rent the facility, or you can say, like for example, on a birthday party, I want to come in, Beth, from 1 to 4, and I don't want you to do any of it. I want to do all of it. So that'd be about $75.
Okay.
I have a group coming in. We think there's 4 little girls that are going to be coming in for a birthday party. Mom wants to bring in the cake, the ice cream, and she wants me to come up with some crafts and some party ideas.
So just kind of what you need. If you want to rent this space, do you want? Could you provide the cake?
Absolutely.
If I don't want to do anything, could you do it all?
Yes. If you say I want
for the cost,
right? Absolutely.
But
and
it
that's
would
kind
change
of on
accordingly.
Yeah. And that's kind of on a customized basis. But if you say I want to have soup and sandwiches and some kind of cookies, and I want it to be $8 a person, then I could go out and come up with a couple options and get back in touch with you, or I could package everything together.
Nice. Okay.
We also had a Girl Scout troop come in and make these luminaries. I actually did a talk for them on how women are portrayed in the media, being an architect and a business owner as a female, what that's been like. And then we made this project between a picture of them and a significant woman in their life.
Oh, nice.
So there's a lot of different
Okay.
ways to customize things if that's of interest.
Very good.
So.
Very good. Well, I know you have even more things. I was on your website and I saw. So what's the Bujo?
Holiday
What in the world is
Bujo?
Bujo?
You got
Maybe
it.
some of you know, but I did not know what
So,
that was.
Bujo is short for bullet journaling, and I try to do a monthly journaling class of some kind. I've done travel journaling, gratitude journaling. This month we're doing holiday Bujo, which is a journaling class specific to the holidays. And so this is, in a lot of the classes, there'll be some type of a notebook or something that you bring home. It's not just coming to the class. So this is a holiday journal, and we will actually create the journal in class together. This is our title page and our table of contents, and then you get to do all different fun things with putting tabs in and customizing what you want to do for the holidays. So in mine, I have holiday traditions. I think sometimes December gets away from us, and what are the real important things that you want to get done during the holidays? Gift list, Christmas cards, holiday meals and baking, to-do list. And then we go through, and I've got fun handouts and little things, templates that go into these. Like this is my gift list page. All different kinds of things. Most of it we do together, but then I try to have some kind of thought-provoking exercises or things that you can take home, and you can incorporate other family members in it if you want.
And that honestly is really interesting because with my kids are in college, so talking about the intergenerational, having them do it, my children do something like that, especially with the traditions, and to see what they remember, what traditions they see compared to what I would want to put in there. That'd actually be a really interesting thing to do because I do have. A couple of them are like, well, why are we not cutting down a tree? Well, it's because you guys are in college. We're not cutting down a tree this year. But so we're doing something different. But what's important to them? It's really that's a nice opportunity.
Yeah, and it's a fun thing you can leave out on the counter, and you can tell people where it's at. And is there a certain kind of Christmas cookie that we made before that you want? Or like you said, what are some holiday memories that stand out in your mind? So you can do a lot of different things with it.
Very fun.
And then in January, I'm going to do traditional bullet journaling, which is kind of a. As you can see, there's some art stuff in here. If you want to make it that way, you get to make it your own. So it's whatever is up your alley and what's comfortable for you. But it can be, traditional bullet journaling is supposed to be kind of a way, same with the holiday journaling, of getting all these to-dos out of your mind by putting them on the paper so that you don't have to remember everything. But it's, movies you want to see, books you want to read, travel trips you want to take. And it could be that you tuck booklets or pamphlets or maps in here, and you jot down some thoughts, and then they're all in one place for you.
Very good. Yeah. I like that. Now I know what Bujo is, and I think it's a good thing.
There you go. Word of the day, Bujo.
Yeah. So I know you have lots of other things. You have just superhero type events. I mean, I know we're kind of running out of time, but do you want to just quickly talk about that? So
Superhero University I do in conjunction with Nickel Plate Arts every year. I should have brought a couple along. We actually do superhero coasters. I've got a basic superhero sketching class that, again, you get to take something home with you. Comic book.
They can dress up like superheroes.
They absolutely dress up. We have a scripted talk and costumes that we get into.
Nice.
And this is done the same weekend that Nickel Plate Arts does Comic Book in a Day.
Perfect. So perfect fit.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. But I do preschool events, MOPS, mothers of preschool students I've worked with. This is from a summertime gardening and friendship frogs class. This was from a Mother's Day Make It and Take It class. We did 2 or 3 different projects together. And again, you come in and you get to make it your own. So lots of different options, but it's nice because you don't have to bring anything. I'll provide everything for you.
Okay, so if you need that space and need those ideas, like I am not creative, so I will accept anything that when someone is offering that kind of thing. So this is a great opportunity. I know you have photography, even some photography classes for children that they can do that too. So lots of different opportunities. So I recommend that you give Beth a call and check it out. Get on her website. A lot of this is on the website. You can see it there. But definitely stop by too. Stop by, it sounds like anytime between 10 and 2.
10 and 2, and the holidays I may be there more like 9 to 3. So a lot of fun stuff. Yeah,
lots going on. So I am so thankful that you stopped by and joined me today.
Yeah,
so it's
absolutely.
great to hear about everything you're doing.
And we'll make sure and get Jackie down there as soon as possible.
and actually Primrose, we're gonna promote some of this at Primrose because it's a great fit for children. So, and again, I'm your host Jackie Bell with Primrose School of Noblesville. If you need any care for infants through your kindergartner, just give us a call. Thank you.
Thanks.